$107,000 profit flipping a property in Mesa, Arizona. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with TechBit Solutions, and today I'm going to be breaking down the numbers for you guys on our Mesa house flip. So one of the first things that I want to share with you guys is you make all of your money when purchasing the property, and what I mean by that is negotiating and finding the deal, right? We found this thing off market through a wholesaler, meaning that it never hit the MLS. We weren't competing with other people, other traditional buyers. We were probably competing with other investors, but we ended up purchasing this property for $288,000. Believe it or not, the wholesaler that actually sold us this property, he got it like for super cheap. I don't know what he did. He was a door knocker, meaning that he knocks on people's doors and he asked if they're interested to sell to a cash buyer. He got it for like, I think he said like $140,000. He ended up making $154,000 profit with assigning it to us, and he didn't put $1 to it. So how that works is he gets someone to agree, and they sign a contract to sell the property at a specific price. And then he just reassigns that contract the right to purchase that property, and he adds his fee. Some wholesalers either make just a few $1,000s, maybe $5,000, $3,000, $10,000. That's more realistic. This guy walked away with $154,000. So again, I mean, I don't know what he did to negotiate all the way down there. You guys can let me know down in the comment section. We didn't know him. He just reached out to us, and we get reached out to all the time through Instagram and through social media by different wholesalers or different people that are interested in selling their properties, because they know that we pay cash. We close. We don't take 30 days to close. We don't borrow money. There's no middleman, and we just get you paid right away. So if you know anyone interested in selling their house, send me a direct message on Instagram, or send me a direct message via Discord, and I'd be more than happy to try to work something out and also get you paid, even if you just end up being the middleman and assigning us the deal, right? So $288,000, that's what we purchased it for. The total cost to close, meaning like with title fees and all that stuff, was about $291,000. Obviously, the more that you work with different title companies, as we flip properties pretty often, my business partner Nick Palladino has just really good relationships. So again, you can get those costs down. Renovation budget originally was $65,000, and we actually stayed a little bit below budget at $52,300. I thought it would be quite interesting. I normally don't show all of this because it literally just gives you a full breakdown on what we paid for everything. So you guys can look into it. We obviously use specific contractors that we work with all the time. So these prices are a little bit cheaper than maybe a traditional homeowner would pay. But it's all about volume, right? We have 3 to 4 different projects going on at a time, so therefore they give us a better rate to be able to work on these different projects at the same time. So again, just want to make sure that I disclose that. Trash removal, $2,400, dumpster rentals, $1,100, but I think that this can really shed some light on like where the expenses come from, right? Because it's like, okay, well, $50,000 is our amount spent on renovations, but what exactly does that mean, right? Some people might have spent more, some people might have spent less, right? And you can see garage repairs $825, handyman $1,900, Home Depot $4,100, exterior paint $1,600, very cheap, cabinets $5,800, nearly $5,900, flooring material $2,600, drywall $2,500, floor and decor that $1,098, baseboards $425, bathrooms $1,800. We got landscaping $8,600. Again, it really shed some light on what's expensive and what's not. The backyard was absolutely horrendous when we first purchased the property. Countertops $1,000, electrical $550, shower $1,900, countertops $1,700, flooring $1,500. Again, this is the labor part of it. Sinks $270, baseboards $288. Amazon purchases, obviously with the different knickknacks and accessories that we had to buy for the house, $1,600. Blinds $296, backsplash $480, foods and drinks $42, appliances $1,200, labor $3,071, exterior wall paint $300, interior paint $1,800, deep cleaning, obviously just having someone clean the house $250, sign install $45, staging, again that's to actually stage the property. So what we mean by that is, again, someone actually puts their furniture, and the idea behind this is you don't have to do this, but again, we negotiate with stagers because we focus on volume. But when someone walks this property, because it's staged with furniture, it's more possible that they can kind of see themselves living in there. And that's the idea behind this, right? If it was an empty house, sure, If someone can really see themselves living in there, great. But it's a little bit harder for, maybe a first-time home buyer or someone that, it's more of that emotional connection, right? So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So we got staging, U-Haul, $113, photos, $155, total cost, $52,369. Insurance, obviously we insure the property while we own it, $193. Water and trash, $406. Electrical, $252. That's something that my business partner Nick does really, really well. I mean, making sure that we have those, just utilities in place, and then as soon as we sell the house, making sure that we cut out so we don't have to take on more of an expense that we normally do. Pool service, $300. Holding costs would be $1,151. One of the things that I want to disclose is, remember, if you are someone that is flipping a property for the first time and you are someone that is borrowing money, you are most likely going to incur more expensive holding costs. I don't borrow money, right? Nick doesn't borrow money. It's all of my money being invested, right? So therefore, there is no hard money interest fees, or I have no investors that I have to pay. Normally, traditional house flippers take on hard money loans, and those loans are anywhere from 10 to 15% interest that's annualized, right? But you're paying that interest most likely every single month, and the longer you keep it, the more interest that you pay, and none of it goes towards principal until you actually pay off that loan. So it's something to take into consideration. I mean, we didn't hold this property for too long, but just so you could see, we had it for a total of 76 days. So 76 days, you can do the math. If you would have taken out a loan for the total dollar amount that we had in it, was about $362,000. So imagine having to take out a loan. Originally our expectation was $65,000 in reno. And with the purchase price, it probably would have been like a $380,000 loan that you would have had to borrow money on. And that interest would have applied at least $3,800 every single month. And again, that eats away on your profit. The reason I'm disclosing this is because, the 107 is 107 because we had no other expenses. And it's just something to take into consideration where it's not impossible. You might be watching this video and be like, holy shit, excuse my language, but you're like, I don't have $362,000. I can't flip houses. Again, everyone provides different value. My value is I source deals through my following, right? I get people paid. And Nick is pretty much the project manager and the brains behind all of the flips, right? So we complement one another. I have the money, we incur no fees. And then also I'm able to source deals because of my presence. And it's a win-win, right? And then Nick is able to facilitate with those deals and makes this magic happen. So whoever it is that you end up partnering up with, if you guys are both real estate agents, what's the partnership in that, right? Someone has to be the money guy, someone has to be the hands-on guy, and that's, in my opinion, how you can really complement one another. I don't know if that means anything to you, but I really hope that you never hold yourself back because you think that you don't have the funds to do it. The funds, again, I'm telling you this, the funds are literally like probably one of the least important parts. Finding the deal. If you find a deal, I will buy the property for you. It's that simple. If the numbers make sense, the money is not going to be the issue. I can reassure you that. I think you'd be quite surprised if you do actually end up finding a deal from friends, family, or you're just an absolute monster when it comes down to finding deals. This might be an avenue that you might want to pursue. And again, I hope that you can take me into consideration as a potential cash buyer, especially if you have a property in Arizona. But $362,000 sale price was $470,000, as you can see here. Zestimate says $473,000. I guess we could have asked a little bit more. But we actually listed the property, just to disclose that, for $450,000. We received multiple offers above ask, and we ended up settling for this $470,000 offer. Total profit, $107,000, 76 days. Average profit per day, $1,400 and $1,408. The thing that I love about this is our biggest profit percentage-wise ever. We have had our Paradise Valley house flip, and that thing did more profit, but it was a $3.3 million house, so that doesn't really count. This property being purchased at $288,000. Renovations at $65,000. The thing I love about this, it's six figures in profit in a little bit over 2 months, 2.5 months. And in my opinion, I think this is a property that can really shed some light. Imagine, we all talk about volume, but imagine just doing one of these a year, or one of these even every 2 years, right? everyone talks about volume. Everyone talks about like wanting to do huge numbers. And I think that's great. It's great to have, I hope that I can be that motivation for you. But what I want to remind you is we all start with nothing, knowing nothing, and not making anything from it. So to be able to have made $107,000, that was one individual. To me, like that could be life-changing money for someone that's just getting started, right? Ask yourself, for $107,000, which again, this is our biggest. We've been doing this for a little bit over 3 years, and this is our biggest percentage-wise. So I'm not going to say that this is something that we normally make. I mean, on average, it's around 30 to 40K profit. It is a lot of money to have out, but again, I want you to know that there, you can get a hard money loan, or you can partner up with someone that can take on that expense. It's possible, right? But the biggest thing is finding that deal. I want to offer you this. If you're in Arizona and you know anyone interested in actually selling their property to a cash buyer, and if you source it to me, I'll do one of two things. I can either include you in the flip and I'll offer you a rev split, meaning whatever it is that we make, I'll give you a percentage of that. We can negotiate it. Send me a message on Instagram. Or if you don't want to deal with that, but you're just like, I just want a couple $1,000s as a finder's fee, I'll do that too. Whatever it is that you want. If you want to learn and shadow Nick, right, to gain experience, because this is something that you want to do on your own, let's get you paid. And we'll include you as a partner. You don't have to put $1. The biggest thing, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, is finding that deal. So again, if you do end up finding that deal, I believe it's the third link in the description down below. Send me a direct message via Instagram, and I would love to partner up with you on our next house flip. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, please make sure that you guys drop a thumbs up. And also don't forget to follow myself and my business partner, Nick Palladino, on Instagram. And again, that is all linked in the description down below. If you guys don't have Instagram but want to send me a direct message via Discord, that is the first link in the description down below. And friendly reminder, I do trade live every single morning at market open. And if you want to watch me trade live as soon as the market opens next, which is going to be this Monday, the link is going to be down below. And that's that second link down below for our biggest discount. Appreciate your time. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.